bookaholic, so welcome back to another video. Today I am bringing you my October TBR. Yes, I am filming this one a little bit late, but better late than never. So let's get into the TBR. I am going to set the disclaimer that while every month I have been reading a self-published book, the month of September I didn't, and I don't think I'm going to in October, which is really sad for me because the two books that I had for October, the book that I have for September, are books that I'm super excited to get to, and I will get to them, and hopefully I can just do a vlog where I catch up. But at the minute I've been feeling a little bit migraine-y. I get migraines occasionally, well, more than occasionally, and they've been quite persistent lately because I'm a bit stressed because I just started back at work and I don't want to tempt fate by reading on a screen. I don't really have a Kindle anymore. My Kindle started being a bit funky, so I now read on my iPad, and even on dark mode with a migraine, it's just not the best. So I've only really been reading physically. So as soon as I can, I will. So maybe in a weekly check-in a little bit further down the line, I might be able to tell you, yay, I can read these books. But as it currently stands, I'm not reading ebooks. So yeah, it's a shame, but it is what it is. But without further ado, let's get into the books that I can and intend to read. The first one is actually a book that is a rollover from September, and that is The Inheritance of Orquídea Divina by Zoraida Córdoba. This was my standalone for the month of September, but as I said, September's been a bit of a hectic month for me. It's back to school. I have 4 kids, so back to school is hectic. My husband started a new job. I am back to work and doing initial assessment exams. And then on top of that, I've been very migraine-y, so I just haven't been doing anywhere near as much reading as I would like. But I am hoping to get to this very early in the month. It suits spooky season, so it's not particularly a terrible thing. And these are goals that I set myself, so if I have to adjust accordingly, then I will. And I'm very excited still to be getting to this one. Since this one was in my September TBR, I'm not going to bore you with going over it again. This month I have 2 standalones that I would like to get to instead of the one. I've been allocating myself 1 book a month in terms of a fantasy or sci-fi standalone. However, this month, because it's spooky season, but it's also spoopy season, I wanted one of each. I didn't know how to choose. I didn't know if I wanted to lean more spooky, horror, dark, or if I wanted to do like spoopy and fun. So I did both. And that's exactly what I'm sticking to. For spooky season, I am going to be reading Sorrowland by Rivers Solomon. Rivers Solomon is one of my favourite authors, and I have read 1 novella by this author, and they're one of my favourite authors. And I know I'm going to love this book. I'm super excited for it. In my end of the year tag, this is the one that I put down as my 5-star prediction and potentially a new favourite. Love reading anything by Rivers Solomon, and I can't wait to get into this one. This one is about a woman named Van who has escaped this kind of Puritan society to go live in these very dark woods. She is disabled, she is albino, and is, I think, partially sighted. She's not fully blind, but she's on the scale of blindness. She's a mother and she's fleeing this Puritan society. It has witchy vibes in the sense of like Puritan society, so a woman running away into the woods, and also kind of like horror vibes, I believe. Very excited, can't wait. And for spooky season, I have The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon. This is a You've Got Mail retelling, and it is about Hart Ralston, who is a marshal who patrols this like magical wood that surrounds this town because he's got to fight back because the dead keep waking up and he has to keep unaliving them again. Then we also have Mercy Birdsall, who is a undertaker, and these two hate each other. They really don't get on. They have a terrible first encounter, but then one day when Hart is feeling really lonely, he leaves a note kind of just addressed to the universe. Mercy reads it without knowing that it's Hart and responds, and then they have this correspondence, and it's You've Got Mail but in a fantasy romance style, and I'm really excited. I'm not doing any jar picks this month because, well, spooky season, and spooky season is already more than enough for my TBR. However, I do have a spooky series, well, not spooky, but dark series, and then I do have a spoopy series. So again, like the light and dark of October. I'm going both ways. Don't make me choose. And I have, for the darker side, I have decided I wanted a dark fantasy. I didn't want horror. I'm not too much of a horror girly, and I didn't want paranormal, so I went dark fantasy. I have the Godblind series by Anna Stevens, and this is a grim dark fantasy series. I've heard really good things about it, and I can't wait to get to it. There was a time when the red gods ruled the land. The dark lady and her horde dealt in death and blood and fire. That time has long since passed, and the neighbouring kingdoms of Murices and Rilpor hold an uneasy truce. The only bloodshed confined to the border, where vigilantes known as wolves protect their kin and territory at any cost. But after the death of his wife, King Rastoth is plagued by grief, leaving the kingdom of Rilpor vulnerable to the bloodthirsty greed of the warrior King Lyris and the Dark Lady, High Priestess Lanta, and their armies in the mountains. It sounds like it'll fit spooky season, even though it sounds very fantasy. Also just this like darkness and the red lady and all of these kinds of things. I think they'll still suit being October reads. And the cover screams an October read. So I am excited to get to these. The first book is, of course, Godblind. The second book is Dark Soul. And the third book is Bloodchild. And the series for spooky season is the Dr. Greta Helsing series by Vivian Shaw. I'm so excited for this. Like, it's not even funny how excited for this series I am. The two series that I'm reading this month, I'm just so hyped for. So hopefully they live up to my expectations and I have just the best October. Anyway, so I have here Strange Practice, which is the first book in this series, and it goes: Meet Greta Helsing, Doctor to the Undead. After inheriting a highly specialised and highly peculiar medical practice, Dr. Helsing spends her days treating London's undead for a host of ills. Vocal strain in banshees, arthritis in barrow-mites, and entropy in mummies. Although barely making ends meet, this is just the quiet, supernatural adjacent life Greta's dreamed of since childhood. But when a sect of murderous monks emerges, killing humans and undead alike, Greta must use all of her unusual skills to keep her supernatural clients and the rest of London safe. Oh, doesn't that just sound like the best thing to be reading in October? I can't wait to get to this. It sounds like it's going to be so much fun, and yeah, I think it's going to be hilarious, and I genuinely am so excited. So yes, the first one is called Strange Practice, the second one is called Dreadful Company, and the third one is Grave Importance. Puns even in the titles. Here for it. So for now, at least, these are all the books that I plan on getting to this October. I hope I can get to more. I hope I can get to all of the spooky books, because I am feeling revitalized now after September just kind of being a bit non-stop and hectic. I'm really hoping to just have a really good October. I'm an autumn girly. I'm an autumn and winter girly. Mostly winter, but I do enjoy autumn. So I am hoping that I will have a lovely time with these books. Like I said, I've mixed it up where I've got the dark and the gritty for when I'm feeling it, and then I've got the spooky, fun, but still Halloween adjacent feeling books as well. So I've got, you know, for any mood that I'm in, I have a book. I'm excited for it. So let me know what you're reading this month. Are you doing the Bookoplathon? I am going to be doing this Bookoplathon, but I'm going to do it as like a mini 24-hour readathon instead of throughout the whole month, because obviously I want to get to these. But yeah, let me know if you're participating in this Bookoplathon, what your most anticipated read for this month is going to be. And yeah, that is all for me for today. So thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll hopefully catch you in another one soon.